Otherwise, Bhagavan is never cruel in any circumstance. One may by one's false logic and misunderstanding come to a conclusion thinking Bhagavan is cruel. But the reality is that Bhagavan is opposite of cruel. He is very merciful. Some people they have faith in Bhagavan, but when one of their loved ones, their young child, son or daughter, someone dies, their wife, their husband, then they become atheists. Or how, if God exists, how can He let this happen? There is no God. How can He be so cruel? But they do not realize that everyone is suffering according to the results of their own karma. We are all responsible for our own actions, and therefore we have to suffer the reactions. We have to own up to our beliefs. We cannot act as we wish independently and then expect to be excused. If one surrenders unto the Lord, then one will be excused. But without surrender to the Lord, then one will definitely have to experience one's karma. It is mentioned in the Vedas that just as Brahma is anadi, without beginning, so the karmic impressions of the jivas are also beginningless. The jiva's actions create impressions, and Parameshwara simply engages them in their successive activities according to these impressions. Thus, it is illogical to say that Parameshwara has the defect of partiality. It is also said in the Bhavishya Puran, it is only according to the impressions of past karma that Sri Krishna engages the jiva in mundane activities. Since the jiva's impressions are beginningless, Parameshwara is not guilty when he detects it. Because the jiva, since time immemorial, he has been like this. He has been independent. Therefore, Bhagavan is not guilty of the jiva's choices. What the jiva does not. That is, the jiva has given independence to the jiva. The jiva, he himself decides what he does, what he doesn't. Bhagavan only facilitates. It's like if you have a parent, they have some sons, and one of them becomes rebellious. Then the parents, they will not expel that son from the family, but they will wait patiently. When that son will change his mentality, realize his own defects and correct himself. If they have love for the son, therefore they wait patiently. They tolerate so many misdeeds, misbehaviors. Son may be gambling, doing this, that, many nonsense things. The parents, they wait. Maybe he will change. They don't expel him. So Bhagavan also, he patiently waits. When the jiva will offer their independence, agreeable to him. He doesn't interfere. But he facilitates. Waiting. Okay, then they will change. It's like Chanakya Pandit says, when the child is baby, very young, then you have to nourish this child. Then when he grows a little more age, then you have to teach the child. You teach them, you keep chastisement. So when it comes to the child on the age of 15, then you have to act like a friend with the child. You cannot chastise him. Otherwise the child will become again. Because he's maturing already. His sense of identity, false ego, everything is becoming fructified. Therefore the parent has to at that point act like a friend, a companion, a well-wisher of the child. But in the young age, very young age, they nourish. Then they chastise. But that chastisement cannot carry out to the elder age. But Bhagavan also, that is, so even if the child, then the parents see the child making so many mistakes, but they don't interfere. They minimize any interference. They know the child will become then hold grudges and will not appreciate, not understand. They have a desire to be independent, therefore if you try to check that, then it will destroy the relationship. The parents, they'll even facilitate. They'll give money to the child, even though the child may be spending it on some nonsense things. The parents provide still for the child, even while they are acting independent and doing so many unwanted things. So Bhagavan sees the jiva also going away from him, then he provides, okay, you going away, then he creates this material, okay, you enjoy this. So do what you want. Bhagavan knows in the long run, how long will the jiva be independent for? 1 lifetime, 2 lifetimes, 1,000 lifetimes, million lifetimes, 100 million lifetimes, what is that? When you look at the timeline of eternity, 100 million lifetimes is not even a dot on that timeline. It's nothing. Bhagavan is very patient, okay? Do what you want, but ultimately he knows the jiva is his part and parcel, the jiva will come back to him. And Bhagavan makes all endeavor to bring the jiva back also. Not only he waits, but he tries to inspire and send his devotees, and he tries everything in his grasp to inspire the jiva to come back. So, Bhagavan has no defect of partiality in Parameshwara. He is impartial. It is said in the Bhagavad, Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu explained in his Govinda Bhashya, someone may conclude that since Parameshwara engages the jiva in action, according to the past impressions of his karma, we have to accept that Parameshwara is also not independent, but is under the influence of karma. The response is no. This is not correct, since in reality even the existence of karma is under his control. So the jiva, he is acting according to his past impressions of his karma. So, and Parameshwara is facilitating that. So then one may say that, oh, Parameshwara, Bhagavan is under the influence of karma now. He cannot do anything. But no, actually karma is also, he has created karma. But he chooses to be impartial, not independent. It's his choice. Not that he is bound, forced to provide the fruits of karma to the jiva, but he willingly does so. Karma is under Bhagavan's control, not that Bhagavan is under control of karma. Karma is not some ultimate absolute law that is above being Bhagavan. No, that is Bhagavan's own law, is his Shakti. He has created all these rules and regulations. It's a part of this Maya Shakti. Parameshwara engages the jiva in karma according to the nature he has acquired since time immemorial. Although Ishvara can change this nature, he never does. Thus in all circumstances he is free from partiality. Shloka 15. Nadatte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vipuhu ajnanena vritam jnanam tena muhyanti jansava. Parameshwara does not accept anyone's sinful reaction or their pious reaction. The ignorance, however, which covers the inherent true knowledge of the jiva bewilders them. Bhavanuvad, Ishvara does not prompt or inaugurate the jiva's good or bad actions, for the same reason that he himself does not incur sin or piety. For this purpose he speaks the sloka beginning with Na Dakte. It is only his avidya shakti that covers the fine knowledge of the jiva. To explain this, he said Ajnanena, meaning that he is inborn, or natural knowledge of the jiva becomes covered by ignorance. And it is due to this that he becomes deluded. It is the avidya that covers the jiva and knowledge, that forces him to act in this way, independently. Then he does so, he doesn't know what is right and what is wrong, and he does things which are unbeneficial for the soul itself. Prakashika Vritti. Bhagavan is Vibhu, all pervading and boundless. He is full in realization, bliss, and unlimited energy. He is always absorbed in his own nature, the ocean of Ananda. As he is indifferent to everything, he does not prompt good or bad deeds. Sri Bhagavan is Atmaram, self-satisfied, and Atmakam, he whose every desire is fulfilled. It is his avidya shakti which covers the natural and inborn knowledge of the jiva, and by it the jiva in the conditioned state identifies himself with the body. The jiva develops the ego of being the doer of his actions only because of falsely identifying the body as the self. Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto says, Na datta atmahi gunam, na dosham, na kriyapalam. Udasinavat asina paravara drik ishvara. The Jivatma of Chitraketu Maharaj's dead son gave the instruction to Chitraketu Ketu Maharaj, who was suffering from lamentation. The Paramatma Ishvara does not accept happiness or distress, or the results of actions such as the attainment of a kingdom. He witnesses the cause and effect of one's actions, and because he is not under the control of the material body and events, he remains indifferent. He is acting as what? Ishvara is acting as only a witness. Ishvara is Paramatma, he is witnessing everything. And he remains indifferent from that. He doesn't interfere with independence of the jiva. Jnanena tu tat ajnanam yesham nasitam atmanah. Tesham adityavad jnanam prakashayati tat param. But for those whose ignorance has been destroyed by knowledge of the Supreme Absolute, that knowledge, like the shining sun, reveals the appropriate Paramatattva Sri Bhagavan. Just as Sri Bhagavan, the Vidya Shakti, covers the jiva's knowledge, so his Vidya Shakti destroys ignorance and reveals his pure knowledge. By Jnana Vidya Shakti, the potency of knowledge, avidya is destroyed. So two potencies, one is Vidya Shakti, one is avidya. Avidya means forgetfulness of Krishna, and Vidya means Vidya Dadati Gunyam, means humility, which is the basis of Prema Bhakti. Without humility, the Prema cannot be there. Where Prema is there, humility must be there. So this avidya will cover the jiva, make him separate, and vidya will actually make one inclined. Humble means one will realize I am at fault. I have turned my face away from the Lord. Then one will then begin to inquire and pursue Supreme Absolute Truth. Just as the sun's rays dispel darkness and illuminate the earth, the sky and other objects, similarly vidya destroys ignorance and illuminates that parama aprakrit jnana, knowledge of the transcendental Sri Bhagavan, which is the jiva's inherent constitutional nature of servitude. This seva vritti, this is the real jnana. This is the real transcendental knowledge. Transcendental knowledge is real when it translates into seva. If you have knowledge but you don't act on it, then what is the use of that knowledge? You have no knowledge then. So you are not acting on it. Like if you may claim to have something, but you don't, like someone may have so much money, but he doesn't spend that money and use it for Vaishnava seva, Guru seva, what is the use of that money? Even a materialist, he has so much money but he never spends it, then how is he enjoying? He cannot enjoy it. He cannot help others, he cannot do charity, he cannot do anything. Just having so much money itself is meaningless. The way you use it has meaning. Similarly, you may have so much knowledge, but if that doesn't translate into practical application, seva vritti, transcendental service, then you have no knowledge. That is not real knowledge. It's only speculative and it's just a burden because you are not using it. It's like you collect so many things but you never use it, then you're just carrying this weight on you, on your shoulders. Therefore, vidya translate as seva vritti, service to Bhagavan. He is really knowledgeable, one who is always serving. In reality, those who are always serving him, they all knowledge manifests in their heart. Even externally, they may be even illiterate, like Gauranga Bhakti Maharaj. But he is the Guru of Gurus, Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who was a Shrutidhar. Anything he read once, heard once, he could memorize for life. One of the greatest scholars ever lived, Jeev Goswami, Prabhupada Thakur. But who did accept that his Guru there? Gauranga Bhakti Maharaj. He was blind, the Guru is reading. But still, Bhavaji Maharaj manifests all this transcendental knowledge in Prabhupada's heart. Gurudev himself said, he was starting, those who are always preparing, cutting sabji, cleaning, cooking, help preparing for the Rajmandal Parikrama. Then all the Harikatha that is spoken in all the holy places will manifest in their heart, even without them going to those holy places. This is the night, this is the fruit. By doing service, then everything will manifest. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Vyojita Janayati Ashubhairagyam Jnanam Chayata Vaitama. If Bhakti towards Vasudeva Krishna manifests in in your heart. Then renunciation, detachment and transcendental knowledge will come automatically. So here Gurudev Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying that thus Parameshwar neither binds nor liberates anyone. Rather it is only ignorance and knowledge which bind and liberate respectively, according to the qualities of material nature. The tendency to enjoy or to initiate action is the cause of bondage. Similarly, detachment, peace, and so forth are liberating. These are qualities of Prakriti. Parameshwar is only partly responsible for the instigation of actions, because due to his being Antaryami, the Super Soul, all the qualities of material nature become manifest. Hence there is no possibility that the imperfections of partiality or cruelty exist in him. Saying that according to his own material desires, the jiva acquires a body from material nature and engages in karma. Parameshwar does not determine the jiva's sinful or pious actions. Both the piety of the advancing sadhak and the sin which degrades him occur as a result of the previous samskar, of his previous samskar and impressions. Based on your samskar, based on your previous actions, you happen because of your previous samskar. You act, a certain nature, you act in that way. Because you don't have good association, then you are controlled by the modes of material nature and your samskar. You cannot help yourself. You are acting a certain way. Based on your body, your product, karma, everything will dictate how you are going to act. You are given a certain tool, there is only so much you can do with those tools. You're given a certain body, a certain nature, there's only so much you can do. Very hard for you to actually give without mercy or help from Bhagavan himself in the form of sadhu sangha, instructions from sadhu. You cannot give up this avidya. You will be covered and you will be independent from the Lord. And then you will act according to the modes of material nature. There's no other way you can act. You think and desire in that way. Nothing you can do. To punish the jiva, Sri Bhagavan's Maya Shakti covers his constitutional nature. The jiva then begins to identify the self with the body and subsequently considers himself to be the doer of all his actions. Parameshwar can in no way be blamed for this condition of the jiva. Maya Shakti's two functions, avidya and vidya, are instrumental in the bondage and liberation of the jiva respectively. And Maya's two functions, covering the jiva and also liberating the jiva, is responsible for both. Bhagavad 11th canto says that vidya mama tanu vidya uddhava sharirinam moksha banda kari adya mayaya me vinirmite. O Uddhava, both avidya and vidya are functions of my Maya Shakti. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, here vidya bestows moksha and avidya is the cause of bondage. There are three functions of Maya: pradhan, avidya and vidya. Pradhan creates a designation for the jiva which is not real, although it appears to be so. That means this body. From the pradhan, the material elements are manifest and the jiva receives the body accordingly. Avidya falsely superimposes such designations to be real. Then when you get that body, then because of your ignorance, you think this is, I am this body. Avidya falsely superimposes such designations to be real, and by vidya such superimpositions are easily removed. And when you get knowledge, then you actually realize you're not this body, you give up this false identification. Here it must be properly understood that the gross and subtle bodily designations of the jiva, which are created by pradhan, are not false. But the conception of I and mine in both of them is false. That is avidya. Forgetfulness of Krishna, then you think in terms of I and mine. This is what is known as samsara. In the Vedas, no Upanishad, this is called vivarta. This false misconception, misidentity. Within Parameshwar, the natural ego of being the doer is eternally present. Prakriti is an inert Shakti. Simply by his glance, the function of Prakriti is instigated. Consequently, Prakriti is the secondary cause of the creation of the material world. Parameshwar is indeed its instigator, but only in an indirect or partial manner. Srila Bhagavad. So who is the instigator? That is Jiva himself. He is the instigator. Therefore later Krishna will say, in this sloka he will say, Madhyaksha Prakriti Suyate Sucharachada. Everything in a Kampiya Jagat Vipari Bhakti. But this whole world is moving only for one reason, because the Jiva. Krishna will explain later in the Gita, he will explain this. So the Parameshwar is instigated but only indirectly. It is facilitating. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, knowledge is of two types, Prakrita, mundane, and Aprakrita, transcendental. Prakrita means knowledge related with inert matter. It is called avidya, or the ignorance of the jiva. Aprakrit jnana is called vidya. When the material knowledge of the jiva has been destroyed by spiritual knowledge, that same spiritual jnana is revealed as the supreme spiritual jnana, and enlightens him about the aprakrit paramatatva Sri Bhagavan. So spiritual knowledge will destroy this avidya, and then that spiritual jnana, the real fruit of that jnana is what? Bhagavad tattva, the root jnana. Transcendental realization of a specific form of the Lord. Slok 17. Tat buddhayas tat atmanas tam nishtas tat palayanaha gacchantya apunat akvritim jnana nirdhuta kalmasaha. Those whose intelligence is fixed in Parameshwar, whose minds are absorbed only in meditation on Him, who are exclusively devoted to Him, who are engaged in hearing and chanting about Him, and whose avidya has been completely destroyed by vidya, attain moksha, from where there is no return. Bhavanava, vidya illuminates knowledge of the Jivatma only, not of Parameshwar. Srimad Bhagavatam is said, Bhaktyaham ekayagraha, I can only be attained by bhakti. So he is referring to here as ordinary vidya. Vidya without devoted association, then where will this Divya Gyan come from? Divya Gyan reveals this Bhagavad Swarup Gyan, Bhagavad Sambandha Vishesh Gyan, specific in the relationship with Bhagavan in his form. That comes from the devotee. If simply by performing austerities, then one may attain Vidya, transcendental knowledge of Brahman. That, to that extent one may come to, but not beyond that, not of Bhagavan. Therefore Krishna says in the Bhagavatam, Bhaktyaham ekayagrahya, only by bhakti you can attain Him. To attain knowledge of Paramatma, the Jnanis must again specifically practice bhakti sadhana. Even Jnanis, they have to mix some bhakti in their Jnana in order to realize Paramatma. Even the Brahmavadis, they must mix some bhakti in their Jnana sadhana to actually realize Brahma. So always bhakti must be included in somehow. Why? Because if you don't include some bhakti, you neglect Bhagavan, and there will be some offense. Then you will not get, the mercy will not come. As long as you respect Bhagavan, then you will be allowed to progress. But if you disrespect Bhagavan, then you cannot make progress. Bhagavan Shakti is not allowed. So even the Jnanis, they practice some form of bhakti sadhana to achieve Paramatma. Sri Bhagavan speaks this sloka beginning with Tat Buddhaya to explain this. Even the Mayavadi, they sort of, the Panchopasas, they try to do this process also. But ultimately, because they consider Bhagavan's Swarup to be temporary, therefore they make offense and they fall down. But they do this Panchopasana, where they worship Surya, then they worship Ganesh, then they worship Durga, then they worship Shiva, then they worship Vishnu. This way they elevate their consciousness. But ultimately, if they neglect Bhagavan's Swarup, or they negate, then they'll fall down. If they accept but are simply attracted to Brahma, then this Pancha Upasana will also be beneficial. As long as they don't commit offense to the Lord, they are allowed to progress. But if you make offense to the Lord by considering his form temporary and illusionary, then you will definitely fall down from that position. Here the word Tat refers to the same all-pervading Parameshwar described earlier. Tat Buddhaya means that those whose intelligence is fixed in that Parameshwar meditate on him only. Tat Atma means those who are solely absorbed in him. Jnanam cha mayi sanya said, even a jnani should surrender his jnana to me. Srimad Bhagavad 11th canto. According to this statement, even if he has knowledge that the self is separate from the body, he is not called Tat Nishtha unless he has given up his Nishtha, fixed steadiness, in Sattvic Bhav, and has developed exclusive Nishtha in Bhagavad Bhakti. So ultimately, only Sattva can only take you so far. It will lead you to bring you to a platform of performing austerities. But ultimately, you have to have developed some Nishtha in Bhagavad Bhakti. Regardless of which process you are, you have to accept Bhagavad Bhakti into your life and practice it. Tatparayana means that those who are devoted to hearing and chanting about him. It is later said in Gita 1855, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yama yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tat anantaram. It is only by bhakti that one can know me as I am and thus attain me. Therefore, those whose ignorance has been completely destroyed by knowledge attain knowledge of Paramatma. Prakashika Vritti. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. 1417. Jnana is sattvic. Paramatma, however, is beyond the three modes and is also their controller, Gunadisha. That is why, although knowledge in the form of sattvic jnana can destroy ignorance, ajnana, it cannot cause knowledge of Paramatma to appear. Gita 1855 states, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only bhakti can manifest knowledge of Sri Bhagavan's tattva. In this context, one should carefully consider Vishwanath Thakur's commentary on this sloka 1855. Only by bhakti can you come to know the Lord. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gage hastimi. Shuni chaiva sapake cha pandita samadarshana. Now in the 5th chapter, this is the most famous sloka in this chapter. He's saying the wise look with equal vision upon a gentle and learned brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a chantal. Bhavanuva, the wise who are extremely devoted to Parameshwar, as mentioned in the previous sloka, transcend the material modes, guna, dita, and become disinterested in accepting the gunas, which exist in every entity to varying degrees. Thus they become equiposed. To explain this, Sri Bhagavan is speaking this sloka beginning with Vidya Vinaya. A cow and a brahmana are said to be in Sattva Gun. Thus they are superior to the elephant, which is in Rajagun, and the dog and the dog-eater Chandal, which are in Tamagun. By the Pandits who have transcended the modes, do not notice such differences. But the Pandits who have transcended the modes do not notice such differences. Rather, everywhere they see Brahma, which is beyond the modes, they are known as Samadarshi, those with equal vision. They see Paramatma everywhere in all living entities. That is how they see. They don't see the body. They see the Atma that is there. They see Paramatma residing there. Therefore they understand these are all part and parcel of the Lord. Therefore they see everyone as equal. Therefore they do not harm other living entities. They respect everybody. Even down to the ant they offer respect. Why? Because Paramatma is inside the ant body and the Atma is inside the ant body. In the insect body. As we have Atma, as we have Paramatma in the heart, they are also the same. They are not less. From the spiritual point of view, from the spiritual plane, we are all equal in that sense. The only gradation is there is due to the consciousness of the jiva. But by fundamentally the jiva is equal. All the jivas are Angsat of Bhagavan. Prakashika Vritti, the vision of the wise Jnani is being explained in the above shloka. Samadarshi, here the word Samadarshi means to see that Bhagavan's Tadasya Shakti manifests as the Jivatma with a specific swarup in every material body. Only such seers of the self, Atmadarshi, are known as Samadarshi. Bhagavan has clarified this further in Gita. Srimad Bhagavad, Gita 6:32 and Srimad Bhagavatam 11:29-14. To Brahmadarshi, it is described in the Bhagavatam that Brahmane Pukkase Stene Brahmanya Arke Spulingake Akrure Krurake Chaiva Samadrik Panditon Mataha. In my opinion, one who sees with equal vision a Brahmana and a Chandal, a thief and a Brahmana, the sun rays and the sparks of fire, a cruel person and a kind person is wise. Now, one he recognizes they are of the same substance, just like the sun ray and the spark. The sun ray is connected to the sun, it's so much heat. But that spark is also of the same substance, not less. If there is enough fuel, then that spark can also become brilliant and bright like the sun. So, the Jivatma, whether he is a Chandal, or a dog eater, whether he is a dog or a Brahmana, they are all answers of Bhagavan. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains Samadrik as realizing the eternal existence of me, Para Brahma and every living entity. Only one who has such a vision is called Samadarshi. Therefore, for us in the beginning, we cannot imitate Maharaj.Bhagavad, thinking, oh, everyone is equal. Pick up a snake and embrace the snake. You don't have to bite you. Go to embrace the bull and he will judge you with his horn. Rather, you understand that all jivas are residing in them, all living entities, and then you respect them. You do not harm them. Doesn't mean you have to associate with them. Doesn't mean that you can engage freely, interacting with all the different species of life. Then you'll fall into Asat Sangha, and then what will happen? But we respect, we see that Bhagavan's presence is everywhere. Bhagavan's creation, Bhagavan's part and parcel. Therefore, we do not harm, we do not create any inconvenience to anyone else. We do not use animals as foodstuffs just to fill our stomachs and have taste on our tongue. They are killing animals for their own enjoyment. Due to this sinful activity, they have suffered so much. So only because they don't have this Atma Gyan, knowledge, and they think, oh, soul is only there in humans. In some religions they say like, animal there is no soul. But you see that there is life everywhere. Life is sacred. Shloka 19. Ihaiva taj jita sargo yesam samya stitam manaha. Nirdosham hi samam brahma tasma brahmanite stita. Those whose minds are fixed in equanimity conquer the whole universe in this very life. They possess the flawless qualities of Brahma and are therefore situated in Brahma. Bhagavan, here Sri Bhagavan glorifies equal vision. That which has been created in this world is called Sarga. Jita means to overpower this material existence or to be liberated from its bondage. Prakashika Vritti. Ihaiva means indeed while living in this world. Indeed, while living in this world. In other words, it is in the stage of sadhana that one becomes free from bondage to the material world. So if we develop this mentality now, we receive this transcendental knowledge, then while in this body we will become liberated. Slok 20. Na praharishyat priyam prapya no dvijat prapya cha priyam. Stira buddhir asumudho brahmavid brahmani sita. One who knows Brahma and who is firmly situated in Brahma has steady intelligence and is not deluded. Neither rejoices upon obtaining something pleasant, nor despairs upon receiving something unpleasant. Bhagavan speaks this sloka beginning with the words Na Prahishyat to describe the equal vision of the wise in relation to pleasant and unpleasant mundane events. Na Prahishyat means that one should not become elated, and No Dvijat means that one should not become dejected. The meaning is that one must practice like this in the stage of sadhana. With this intention, the imperative case has also been used. Because of the false ego, people become deluded by happiness and lamentation. Being free from such ego, the wise remain undeluded. So one should practice, one should learn to tolerate everything in the beginning. Understand that everything is coming according to my karma. One should not be miserable and sad because some suffering comes. One should not be overly happy because something good happens. understanding this is all happening according to the desire of the Lord and also due to my own previous actions. One cultivates, one remains equiposed, steady and fixed in one's bhajan. Slok 21. Bahya sparsheshva asaktatma vindatya atmaniyat sukham. Sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akashayam ashnutya. He who is not attached to sense pleasure finds happiness within the self. Being united with Brahma through yoga, he attains unending happiness. Bhavanava, the mind of those who are united with Brahma through yoga are not attached to sense pleasure. Because by achieving Paramatma, the bliss attained by a Jivatma is unending. Only they can experience this. Why would a person who continuously tastes nectar be interested in eating mud? So those who are united with Brahma, realize Paramatma, then they can never become attached to sense pleasure anymore. They are achieving the highest pleasure. So even the Bhakti Sadhak serves Bhagavan, and the happiness that one receives in the sadhana state even is millions of times more greater than the happiness of merging into the Nirvishal Brahman. Therefore, the pure devotees of the Lord, once they relish and taste this nectar of Bhakti Ras, Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, they never fall down from their position. Prakashika Vritti, external sense objects such as sound and touch are experienced only with the help of the senses. They are not the characteristics of the Atma. Those who remain detached from external sense objects dwell in the bliss derived from the experience of Paramatma within themselves, and they do not even think of sense objects. What to speak of enjoying them? According to the sloka Param Drishtva Nivartate, Gita 259, since they remain absorbed in the superior rasa, the bliss of serving Bhagavan, they remain completely indifferent to the mundane object, to the mundane enjoyment which comes from the material sense objects. Therefore, this Neha Prikramina, Vishaya Viti Vartate, Niraharya Satehina. Rasam Parin Raso Varjan Raso Kasya Param Vistan Vartate. When you have the higher taste, then the lower taste is no more palatable. For Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he always say, Bhakti is one with the higher taste. Simple living, high thinking, higher taste. Live simply and absorb yourself in this devotional service. Finish here today or continue again tomorrow. Gaur Gamananda Hare Hare Riva Jai Shri Guru Pada Padma Ki Jai Guru Parampara Ki Jai Satchinandan Gaur Hare Ki Jai Saparasada Gaur Hare Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Jai Shri Keshav Vrat Ki Jai Vrat Pangale Bhakti Vinda Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Par Ki Jai Anantavadi Vaishnava Ki Jai Samagada Bhakti Vinda Ki Jai Jai Nitai Gaur Gamananda Hari Hari Vam.
Смотреть,